Grabbing the Brisket. We're out here at the American Royal. This 2023. This is a pretty fun time that we've had so far.
It is
a lot of fun.
We were invited
12 rounds at a time.
We got the nod from NBBQA, to help come over and hang out with the guys. Obviously, we're set right in front of their trailer. We'll be shooting some videos. They have a whole lot of stuff going on over here. A lot of demos. This is way different than last year, right? They've upped the game even more. We've got these. What's this?
We got Tribalfire over here.
Tribalfire, that's right.
Cotton gin. They got the whole barbecue bazaar set up over here. All kinds of vendors and members of the NBBQA that are out here showing their products. And
that's it.
There's really definitely a lot more stuff for like the public to experience now this year. Sure. It seems like
Yeah,
that's right.
It's growing.
That's right. It's being a part of it right now is like. I mean, are we the catalyst? Are we the ones?
Obviously, right.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe. It's just look. Coincidence. We showed up at the NBBQA in Fort Worth. Brand new trailer was unveiled, right? I mean, not because we got there. I mean, obviously a lot of hard work and waiting to hear from Kell and all those guys. I'm just saying. Like,
right. We started the rash. It's spreading.
It's no coincidence. That's right. That's right.
All right.
So, I don't know, man. This is pretty badass. So yeah, I mean, like, last night we had the Pick-a-Palooza.
Well, let's start from the beginning. What did we do when we first got here yesterday? We rolled in. We did a walkabout to go meet the teams and all the different people around here. We got a lot of contacts with people.
Went to the hotel.
If you want to start
huge poop.
If we're going to start at the beginning.
Too much?
Let's start 8 o'clock in the morning when we're hopping on a flight.
Oh, yeah.
And Jan sucking down Bloody Marys and beer and pizza. Not just Jan. Well, we all.
No, that was just Jan.
No,
that was just Jan.
No.
And John and Alex.
No, it's that rule. Like,
a beer.
Yeah, it's that rule. I mean, airport time doesn't really matter, right? It's like as soon as you step into an airport, it's like the clocks just go away.
It's 5 a.m. It doesn't matter.
I at least was a little classy, and I waited till I got on the plane to have my Bloody Mary. Like a good, respectable person.
I'll. You know what? It is what it is.
So touchdown, but we can't gloss over the fact that Alex he might be on the no-fly list. I'm not really sure. We almost didn't even leave Houston because he got into one of the TSA agents over what's the bin, the storage bin.
What's your bin?
She said I couldn't use the storage bin that was right there, and I told her I didn't want to put my shit on the conveyor belt. She got an attitude. Told me I had an attitude, and I told her mama had an attitude.
Yeah, and I'm just standing there just watching this whole thing go down, and I'm like, shit. I'm like, start backing away.
I don't know this guy. Who is that? I'm making it to the Royal.
Check his.
Jay pretending like he didn't know me.
He's got drugs. He's got drugs inside of him. I mean, run away, right?
Alex is about to find himself in the back room somewhere, just getting all violated.
Jeez.
Right. Maybe that's what I was trying to do.
Maybe so. But yeah, hey, we're at the American Royal, so yeah, checked in, hotel, foot on the ground here at the Kansas City Motor Speedway, which is an awesome event. I mean, the backdrop, it's just pretty spectacular.
It is. Yeah, I mean, last year we raced.
Oh, we're gonna race again this year.
Are we racing this again?
No.
Like,
if it's a full lap.
I'll never make it.
And we mean foot race on the track.
Yeah, we'll never make that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I ran like 30 feet last time. I was like, I'm done.
Right. So out of shape. Just looking at that and just walking across the field, I'm like, I'm already tired. I was like, I'll watch you guys. But yeah, like Jan mentioned, we got a lot of live demos coming. There's live fire cooking. We have samples. We have barbecue food just going all over the place. But
going all over the place.
All over the place, yeah. It's really just kind of
Imagine that at a barbecue competition.
Yeah. Some would say the World Series of barbecue, right?
Correct.
Yeah. How cool is it for you guys? I mean, and for myself or whatever, but maybe speak on a little bit, John. Like, how does this feel for you coming back a second year in a row?
Oh, it's awesome.
Being out here.
Every time you're here, you feel like you're more part of the family, right? Like everybody is. Pork belly burn-ins going on right now. Heard that.
Won't regret it. They have a booth right inside the National.
And honestly, hey guys, the quality of the audio might not be the best, but it really is putting you smack dab in the middle of everything going on. So
we're in pit row.
Yeah, we're forcing a lot of people to walk around us right now.
Exactly. They're just like, this is hot. Yeah.
Come on down, guys. Free samples of pork
Pickapalooza. I mean, we alluded to that, so we got
did.
to experience that. We got to go in there behind the scenes of all the teams, just kind of look and see all the presentations that they were throwing out there.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them were pretty unique. And
Yeah, they upped the presentation this year. Everybody did. So what do we have? Stretch had a pole dancing pig with $100 bills all around it and everything. I think his name was Charity. And let's see, there was the pigs that were doing missionary position.
Making bacon.
Making bacon. Yep, there was.
Lambert.
So we went to a wedding. We went to a wedding and a consummation.
And during the presentation of that, they were throwing rose petals up in the air. You know,
they had bags of rice.
bags of rice. Yeah.
I'm like, geez, dude. I mean, I don't know, man. That was actually one of the most unique ones I've seen. And there's how many competitors are there? How many teams? There's like
6.
eight.
There was 6 that did that. Yep.
6 teams. Man, like the amount of work they go through. Shed barbecue. They cook 2 whole hogs, and they have one for the Prairie Fresh, and then one for the event, right? And so they're having double the work. Mark Lambert, double the work. 2 hogs. You know, basically one on top of the other in missionary, which is once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Right.
But it's one of those things you have to see. You
can't look away.
Yeah, you
Boars,
can't look
Boars Night Out, they had 1 hog and they had 3 suckling
pigs on it.
Yeah.
Looked like it was like suckling.
I think we got pictures of most of this. Some of this is already up on our social media if you guys want to see that. So head over there.
Yeah. But yeah, Boars Night Out, what, 5th time in a row winning? So
5th time in a row. Like, and everybody's
congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing team. They've got badass seasonings, but I think everybody is using Boars Night Out on every team.
White Lightning.
It's a White Lightning season.
Everybody's using that.
Everybody's using it. Every person using whatever. I mean, I don't know.
There's some on the table right over there that they're using for some of the food they're cooking for the demos. So
that's right. They make a good rub. So, and that was part of Heath. Heath part of that team when they first developed that. So now he's got his own, which is freaking phenomenal. You know.
And then we spent the rest of the day being responsible, making good contacts,
right.
stuff like that. Yeah. Called it early.
No bad decisions made.
Nope.
We certainly didn't order 20 Taco Bell tacos last night at midnight or 1 and eat those in bed. That didn't happen.
That's weird.
Someone used my bedspread as a napkin.
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember going to y'all's room, and I remember going in there and sitting on the edge of the bed eating like what seemed like. I feel like I had 20 tacos is what I felt like. And I woke up this morning, and James goes, because we had double rooms or double beds, whatever. And he's like, "Hey man, how you feel?" And I go, "I feel like I had 10 tacos last night." I mean, like it's just sitting in your gut, right? Oh, so yeah. Sorry about all the lettuce and shit everywhere. Alex.
Shredded cheese is laying around.
I ordered no cheese.
Nice.
Yeah, we appreciate that, Alex. Man, so we're back at it again today. We let the people know what's going on here, for the competition-wise. I mean, today we have the Invitational, correct?
That's it. No. Tomorrow's the Invitational. Today is the. I'm sorry. Today's the Invitational. Tomorrow's everybody.
Correct.
That's right. That's right.
So grand champion gets declared today. At the end of the night.
Yep, for the Invitational. And then, but here's the deal. That's the thing about this. Everybody cooking today will turn around and cook tomorrow in the open.
Yep.
Right? So they're doing double the work.
Right.
Yeah, there's nobody doing big parties tonight. They're all head in the game.
Which is sad, but yes.
Yeah.
I know. You should. If you're here, they need like a marketing and media person. Like, hey, y'all have the party. Y'all take care of business, right? That's what Houston does. But out here, it kind of shuts down. Like everybody's like grinding, and they grinded all day today.
Right.
And that's why they're tired. You know?
Yeah.
So
it's one thing I mentioned to I think I was talking to Emma and I was like, Houston does their parties like 4 days in a row.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know why the corporate sponsors that they just sponsor one day and they pack all their stuff up and leave. I was like, what's the big deal? Why can't you just stay another day? Yeah. It's like, is it just the environment, the royal? They're just like, nah. Hey, y'all got one day. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just not the same. I don't know if they have the market for it, right? I mean, this is a huge cook-off, but like where we're at, we have 7 million people surrounding area, right? They don't have that here, right?
Yeah.
So
on a good day, I think they get probably maybe 150 to 200,000 people roll through those gates there at the rodeo or at the cook-off itself.
At Houston.
Yeah, at Houston.
200,000 people a day.
Yeah.
So That tells you right there.
It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
James, you're not going to tell us?
Yeah, no, I know this because I volunteered for the Youth Sponsorship Rodeo. Yeah, I'm not trying to compare apples and For the folks that listen at home, go ahead and drink one.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, now today, we are going to be going over to Texas Oil Dust to do brisket professors for the brisket they're pulling off for the competition.
That's right.
So that'll be exciting.
Well, I mean, I think so. Aaron wants to do a brisket professors with us, but we don't want to grade. We're not going to grade. He wants to grade on his brisket. I know
He does.
I'll grade his brisket.
Yeah, grade his brisket.
but he's not going to like. What if I'll be honest.
Be honest.
I'll be honest. It's going to be good.
You'd be disrespectful
Aaron
not to.
Leslie.
It's going to be freaking
Yes,
good.
it's
I
not
know.
joke.
Why are you going into it like this? Like, I don't know.
Right. It's funny. That's why. No, it's cool. Yeah, we got Bullhorn. We got Bullhorn Barbecue over here, right? So
Rob Rocha.
Rob Rocha. So they're doing their thing. So hopefully get him on.
We're going to have some smoker builder people come on the podcast.
Frank Cox, ask Frank. He's going to be on a little bit. I know the music cranked enough is dial it up a notch. But
we're gonna have to.
there's going to be plenty of other content that we're going to be coming out with today. So obviously, this like we mentioned before, the sound quality is not going to be its best, but it is what it is. Hopefully, we can give you a live look, in-depth, behind-the-scenes look on what goes on here at the American Royal. And obviously, when you're clicking along, just go ahead and follow Grabbing the Brisket. Go all social medias, check us out.
Come on down, folks.
All the lights and
Texas barbecue sauce out.
we're going to end it like that.
No.
Everybody's so quiet.
And-
What's going on? Mic drop.
Because you kept talking. I don't know when to jump in.
No, we are going to have some guests lined up. They're going to be coming through here. And it sounds like we're going to be taking a break to get to them. But when you're listening to this or watching this, they're just going to be on in like 2 seconds.
You don't have to give the whole behind
That's
the
exactly
scenes
how this
going.
works. I don't know if you guys know. It's just like going to cut. Like we're talking now, and then all of a sudden there's going to be another guy over here or girl.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's how that works.
It's magic. Thanks for explaining how editing works.
What's it called? Breaking the fourth wall?
Yeah, that's right.
And on to our next guest.
There it is. All right, guys. Just as promised, we are back at the Kansas City Royal, the World Series of Barbecue, and we're joined right now with Matt and Chris with VacMaster. Hey guys, y'all are part of the NBBQA. Y'all have been invited out, or y'all had the collaboration to come out and set up a booth. What's going on?
Oh yeah, just real busy. This is our first time here for the American Royal. Just proud to be part of the whole experience. VacMaster has got tons of people that are using our product out here. So yeah, just needing to be a part of this whole entire program. I'm really excited to be here.
100%. So I mean, like, this is John. So I've seen this, right? But John, you're going into a lot of the behind the scenes.
I've been stoked as soon as I saw you guys were out here because I've been
I know.
following you on social media. This is not a food saver. This is not like what you see at the Walmart that just sucks the air out and doesn't ever seal the bag right. Like, this thing is bad. Like, what sets you guys apart? Like, you want to explain kind of what you guys do?
We create outer space on the planet Earth.
Outer space. These are astronauts right here.
Yes. We actually, our 680 vacuum sealer, the VP 680 is actually used in the space program.
Yeah.
And we do actually send our product to space. But more down to earth. Chamber vacuum sealing it vacuums out the entire chamber. So we have super resistant polymer covers on our machines to keep them from cracking in, and you achieve a full vacuum inside. So like a lot of people don't realize that water turns to vapor at 55 degrees. I like to use that as a common tidbit. So your water starts boiling inside of a vacuum at 55 degrees. It doesn't get hot, but
Right.
But yeah, so whereas a food saver, you're just sucking the air out of the bag and you're hoping that you get it all out. It looks like you do, but you're not. So the difference is with a chamber vacuum sealer, you're vacuuming out the entire chamber. You're making sure with a gauge that everything has been evacuated, or you're set the level that you wanted evacuated, and then it seals the bag and then opens the chamber back up. So you achieve a fully vacuum product with, unlike your external vacuum sealers like food savers or whatever. Not that I'm going to sit here and give them a bunch of press.
We already said their name too many times.
Yeah, too many times. Anyway, with external, from this point on, I'm going to call them external vacuum sealers. So with external vacuum sealers, you can't do liquids because the liquid obviously gets sucked out of the bag. It goes into the port.
It happens.
It
right?
does.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah, it quite literally sucks.
Yeah.
So anyway, with chamber vacuum sealers, since you're not vacuuming out the bag, you're just vacuuming the chamber down. You can do liquids, you can do marinades, you can do soups. There's just any wet foods, anything like that. So you can marinate your food before you put it in the vacuum chamber, seal it down, throw it in the freezer. Your food's marinating for however long you leave it in the freezer. And it sucks into the food as you're marinating it with the vacuum seal. So like all that liquid and salts and everything have been pulled into your meat product.
Damn.
Yeah, it's cool stuff.
So another thing that a lot of people don't think about, you can actually use it to infuse vodkas into, it's like a lemon infused vodka and things like that. So because a chamber sealer can do liquid, you can actually do infused liquors and things like that.
How does that even work? Like, how does it not just like go everywhere? I don't understand.
Yeah, again,
you're creating space. You're creating space. It's literally nothing can move in there.
It's a vacuum.
It's 100%
Freaking
vacuum.
craziest magic is what it is.
Yeah, that's why I said we're creating outer space on the planet Earth.
Science.
It's freaking cool.
Science. Yeah, I think it's badass. A little bit that John was telling me about the actual bags themselves, or the material is it's not like you're going to get with other type of what you call it, external.
Yeah, so you have to use mesh bags on external vacuum sealers. With us or with any chamber vacuum product, you're just using a regular 3 or 4 mil bag up to 5 mil in your basic polymer bags. You can go with some of the bigger sealers. You can do Mylar, and some of them will even do retort bags.
Okay.
Which where we get into, you start getting into Mylar and retort. We've also entered another market that has become legal in a lot of states. So you want that product fresh.
I hear what you're saying.
Right.
I hear what you're saying right now.
The product, you want it fresh, so it's vacuum sealed, and you take it home, and you're good to go.
Your vegetables, your greens, whatever you're trying to just keep fresh, this is a product that does that, right?
So and then again, on another touch point on the bags, again, those mesh bags are a little bit more expensive. So the chamber sealer bags, because there's that mesh built into it, you're going to get a little bit cheaper cost per seal. So the machines are a little bit more expensive, but in the long run, the bags come out cheaper. And
the money you save long term is going to buy the machine, and it's a one-time investment. I actually work in the tech support department, and we've had machines that people will call in that have been in service over 20 years.
There it is.
And they're built out of stainless steel. The lids are basically bulletproof glass, for layman's terms. And you could hit it with a 357 point blank; it's not going through it.
Damn.
Don't try this at home.
Yeah, don't try it at home.
Yeah, good shit.
Not that I've tried or anything. I didn't take one of the lids home at all.
Right. It's fine. Nobody did that.
Yeah.
Size-wise, what do you guys offer? Do you have different varying size vacuum?
We have a small 9-inch seal bar model that sits on your counter, and we've got stuff all the way to double chamber machines that require 223 phase power.
Yeah, so 32-inch wide seal bar, 32.5 inch
right,
wide
and you can
seal bar.
run 2 chambers at once. So you're loading one chamber. It actually sits down over the top of the product. The whole chamber seals. The chamber moves to the other side. It's called a double chamber machine.
Wow.
And we've got, that's in big restaurants.
I think that's probably where I've seen y'all's product before is these restaurants when I'm going through social medias where they're like, okay, we'll ship you a whole brisket.
Right.
They're not using a external vacuum to seal these briskets up. They're and I saw one a while back on TikTok or whatever, and I was like, what did I just watch? That was just like magic or something like that. It just sucked in, just done. It's like boom. You're not sitting there and the motor's just like running on and just like sucking all the air out.
That's the other thing too, is our machines have single piston oil pumps in them, so they run smoother, they run quieter. We do offer a couple of variants with air pumps for people that just don't want to have. They want to have a maintenance-free device.
Yeah.
But for your avid hunter, your barbecue guy, your restaurant, your small business, our VP215, there's guys online that like trick out their 215s, they sticker bomb them, they get them customized. It's really kind of a PMV type thing. So like you'll have one guy going, I got a 215, and then the other guy, I got a 230, and it becomes a waving contest. But we like that. We like competition, and so.
Greatness, right?
I've been trying to spearhead where we're going to start getting custom wraps done on them for different barbecue guys and different hunters and stuff where they're advertised, because it's a stainless steel machine and you can pretty much do what you want with the exterior. So, you could get it camoed out. You could take the whole stainless steel frame off and go get it dipped.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a cool product, and like I said, anybody, I invite anybody to not even come to our website, which is VacMasterFresh.com, but you can go out to like other businesses and like just type in VP215 or VP230 and go out and see what other people are doing with our product. Don't just come to us. Don't take our word for it. Go out and see what other people are doing, because it's astonishing about the amount of like content creators that are out there using our machines every day, and they're like, yeah, this is my, and they're real proud of them.
Yeah.
And they're quality made machines. And I'll be honest, before I came to work for this company, I didn't even know they existed. You know, when I was offered the job, I was like, what do you mean, what's a commercial vacuum sealer? You know, and I've been a hunter and into barbecue for years, and always just used a junky old external suction machine.
Yeah.
And it's changed my barbecue game, and you know, the amount of time the product sits in my freezer exponentially. So.
Yeah, well, and that's one part, right? You've gotten all the air out of it. So, like, what is there a bigger longevity going into the freezer trying to freeze something up, or do you get the same amount?
No, you're getting on average anywhere from 18 to 24 months of you know, good product.
Right. I mean, how many times have you gone in there that you thought you had something sealed, and you look at it and you're like, well, that's
or you just
trash
throw it
now.
in. You threw it in from the cryo bag from the store, and you get in there and it's ice crystals.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm not cooking.
You're not going to get that with our product. When used correctly, it's going to preserve the stuff for a very, very long time. There's a lot of preppers that deal with us as well, and they create their own MREs and stuff, and so they'll pre-seal stuff into the smaller bags, and then they'll use a bigger machine to seal their 7 mil Mylars and like Harvest Right bags and stuff like that, which is it's just another form of canning. We've had people use our machines for canning applications. We do not recommend that you do doing canning in a vacuum machine is not the same as proper canning.
Yeah.
So it's not going to have the same shelf life, but it will give you an extended shelf life on your canning products. A lot of people will seal like potato chips in jars, and you know, they've expired for months. You open it up and you're biting into a Dorito and it still crunches just like it did when it came out of the bag. So I don't recommend putting them into the vacuum.
Wait, what?
How do you? Why would you seal chips? You're going to eat it immediately. But no, the premise is there. Another thing that I don't know, you guys were out here for the demo earlier. We were doing sous vide pork bellies.
Oh, we saw that.
Yeah, so phenomenal taste. Yesterday, while we were still in the office, we had them cooking on a countertop in the sous vide circulator from VacMaster. About 8 hours? I think we had it around 160 or something like that. Immediately dropped it into an ice bath.
Yeah.
Brought it in, rethermed it today, and then we had a little demo of searing it up on the grill and just sort of passing out samples, and the look on everybody's faces were just, they were.
I don't know what he's talking about. Office. They make me work in a hole in the ground.
Pure delight. Well, there's a reason. There's a reason for that, Matt.
No, come on.
For real, I work in a hole in the ground.
He does work in a hole in the ground. We're out there in the caves north of the river there.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
But yeah, sous vide cooking is really one of our other avenues that we've gone down. A lot of restaurants use it. If you're not familiar with it, kind of the quick dirty run it is you just drop a vacuum sealed product into a bag, cook it at a temperature that's consistent. So we're talking earlier about steak. So he does his about 135. I do mine at 133. You drop it in for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Beauty part of it is you're never going to overcook it, right? It's always going to stay at that consistent temp. You bring it out, it's ready to eat, but it just still doesn't have that kind of steak look. So he does his on the grill. I'll do mine on a hot iron, cast iron skillet, just about a minute aside to sear it up, and you just get a nice little crust, and it's just perfect cooking, simple, easy. Other things I do, again, if I want to do some ribs, I can just throw it in the sous vide circulator, 22 hours, about 167 degrees. Again, pull it out of the bag, ready to go. And I just drop it on a grill for about an hour, just get a little bit of that smoke back into it. So again, it's combining the vacuum packaging, chamber vacuum packaging, and then the sous vide circulation all in one package. It's great.
What's the I know this is obviously we're talking about commercial, right? We're talking about kitchens, and we're talking about and people think there's like, oh my God, well I can't afford something like that. I'm not going to go research something that costs a shit ton of money, right? So what are we looking at for the people that are in the backyard, the guys that are in the barbecue competition?
Yeah.
You want to take this?
Yeah, you can kick in too when you need to. But the 695, which is the smallest one we brought in here, this is the 9 1/4 inch seal bar, holds a 9x12 bag. We're running right about 640 for the weekend. So again, we're doing a nice special on that. And then the 215 we brought again. It's just sub $1,000, so we're at around 940 this weekend. So again, we as you mentioned, we go all the way up. Our double chamber, the big one is just under $17,000. So I mean, we hit the full gamut. One of the most popular ones again, the 230, right around 1,500.
Right.
Yeah. So,
but you got to look at it as it's a one-time investment.
One-time,
it's
yeah,
an
right.
investment,
Right.
It's because you're not having to worry about it.
Right.
It's so versatile, right? And then be able to couple that type of vacuum with.
Well,
sous
these things
vide,
are built like tanks.
freezing.
Number one, you're
Yeah.
gonna get. Not only are you getting a machine that's built like a tank. The biggest point that I sell on is because I'm in tech support.
Yeah.
You call to get work on your machine, get parts, whatever. You're gonna get me or one of the other two guys, and we're in the States. And I know how frustrating it is for a lot of people when you call to get tech support on a appliance, and you're not talking to somebody in this country. And it gets frustrating, you know. And so offering that, and then offering the fact that most of these machines have been in service for over 20 years.
Right.
They've been modified some, but even the older parts we still carry.
Right.
You know, so I mean, it's just something to think about when you're buying a product and you're looking at a different chamber sealer. Just know that we're the only ones with U.S.-based tech support.
There it is. Badass.
And if you break it down over, you said 20 years.
Yeah,
It's that.
true story. Yeah, so everybody wants to look at
a lot
price
cheaper.
point, but you know, you can go spend $300 on the top of the line external machine from Walmart or whatever, and it's going to last maybe a couple of years,
Right.
You know, 3 years until you suck something into it by accident, and then you're going to have to call wherever to figure out what happened to it, and they're going to be like, we don't have parts for it anymore. Or
You're not going to get Matt, for sure.
yeah, you're not going to get me.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna be like, well, it's out of warranty, so.
Right. And I'm one of those guys that'll sit on the phone with you and talk you through the whole thing because I want you to feel like you can work on your machine. We have people that do service provide all over the country and even up in Canada. But we would rather teach you how to do it over the phone and take the time and be patient with you so you feel comfortable when you have to open that machine up. And that's the other thing about our machines is they're super easy to work on. They open up like the hood of a car, and then you can take the back off. And I can get these big old meat mitts in there. So, and I do it every day. And so, yeah, they're a little heavy. They weigh about 85 pounds. On the smaller one doesn't, but the normal 215, 230s run about 85, 90 pounds. But once you've got them set, I usually tell people to put them on a roll cart, and you know.
Yeah.
Hey, look at me, I can move a 215 around.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I'm not a big guy by any means. That 215 is not too heavy. The VP95 is sub 50 pounds. So again, if you don't have a whole lot of counter space, it's a perfect machine for it. That's my kitchen at home. It's just I got out a rolling cart, pull out when I need it, and just, do the work I need to do.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that's like for the sous vide side of it, like, and even the home kitchen, it's like literally you can't mess it up,
Right.
You vacuum seal it, you get it inside your sous vide, walk away from it. Like,
Right.
At this point, like if you went 8 hours or you're going to go 15 hours, you're still at the same temperature,
Right.
as you were. You're not overcooking something or whatever else.
Yeah.
And maybe breaking down a little bit more, maybe whatever else. But even then,
What harm are you going to do at that point in time? No, it's just more tender. Yeah, no, I always say when I do the ribs, it's about a 20-hour cook. Sometimes I'll throw it in on a Saturday afternoon. Sunday morning, I go mountain biking, get done with that ride, pull up in the bag, start firing up the grill, get a beer, get a whiskey, something like that, and yeah, get a nice post-ride
The
meal.
other thing too is it's great for like tailgating. You can pre-marinate and get all your food ready and bring it up to temp, and then throw it in hot bags or whatever. So as soon as you get out to tailgate, you're ready for food. You just pull it out of your cooler where it's staying warm, slap it on the grill, and warm it back up.
Yeah, Matt hits a good point because I've even done this myself. I'll do some steaks or something like that, throw it in the sous vide circulator, and then throw it in the fridge and overnight, slice them up the next day, package them back up, take them with me when I'm camping because you're compressing that in the bag, right? So you throw it in a cooler, and when you're camping, you want to just go pack as light as you can. And so yeah, it's all pretty much done. All you have to do is just kind of retherm it when you're out there and not have to worry about raw food or anything like that when you're camping. So makes it simple. It's just you can tell countless possibilities with these machines for sure.
It changes your game. It changes your game. And like I know a lot of people during lockdown really took up cooking, and they've learned how to season food. I will say that my wife's cooking game over lockdown, because she took a bunch of online cooking classes and read a bunch of books, and she was already a good cook. but like she's like chef level stuff now, and so we want to save that flavor. You know, like if she comes up with an awesome marinade, we don't want to just throw that away. Like, so we lock it up in a bag or marinate a bunch of other meat with it, seal it up, throw it in the freezer. We got it for another day.
That's awesome.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah.
Hey, so one more time on where was it? VacMaster, what was it?
VacMasterFresh.com.
Yep, VacMaster Fresh.
Guys, cheers.
All right, cheers.
Appreciate you guys coming on.
I appreciate you guys having us. It's been awesome. Thank you.
Just grab them in the brisket.
Yeah, grab them in the brisket.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You know, smoking meats isn't just cooking, it's an art form. The aroma, those deep flavors, the patience, it's a whole experience.
And behind every great artist, there's the right set of tools. If you're aiming to build your own barbecue pit or dreaming of a custom design tailored just for you, SmokerBuilder.com has your back.
Led by Frank Cox, their expertise is unmatched. Offering blueprints, kits, and insights, they turn every barbecue dream into a flavorful reality.
Imagine your backyard, the center of attention, and at the heart of it, a smoker that's uniquely yours.
It's more than just equipment. It's about crafting those unforgettable moments. And with the guidance of Frank and his team, you're setting the stage for magic.
So whether you're a seasoned pit master or taking your first steps into the smoky world,
head over to SmokerBuilder.com, fill up your carts, and be sure to use the promo code GRABTHEBRISKET in all caps to receive your 10% discount. Smoke on.
Threw down some ribs last night, used the Chicks That Smoke spicy rub, mind blown.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like the Chicks That Smoke spicy barbecue all-purpose rub, dude, it is a game changer for sure.
Yeah, if you folks have not given it a shot, you need to.
Honestly, your barbecue will thank you.
Chicks That Smoke, it's at Sucklebusters.com.
Hey listeners, ever been at an event or business gathering and noticed that one thing just stands out? A simple item, but with a touch of personalization.
Bro, I know exactly what you're talking about. CoolieNation.com, it's all about making an impression. Custom designed coolies that aren't just about keeping your drink cold. They're making a statement.
Exactly. And for businesses out there, listen up. Whether it's in a corporate event or your product launch or you're promoting your own brand, these custom coolies can be your next big marketing win.
Imagine your logo or brand message right there in the hands of potential clients, partners, and customers. It's subtle yet impactful.
The quality and design of flexibility they offer, top tier. It's not just a promotional item, it's an experience.
So for everyone looking to make their mark, whether it's in business or just adding a personal touch,
dive into CoolieNation.com.
Elevate your brand, elevate your events.
With CoolieNation, every sip is more than just refreshment, it's recognition. Make it count.
So head over to CoolieNation.com/brisket and get your hookup.
Hey, I'm Lauren.
And I'm John.
And we host the Beard Al Podcast, the podcast where we talk about two of the greatest things in the world, beer and Weird Al.
And a lot of other things. We're funny.
Yeah, that's basically what I told him to say. Good job with your script.
Listened.
Yay! But no, seriously, we try and pair a beer with a Weird Al song and talk about both things and go where the conversation takes us. It's fun, I promise. You'll like it.
Yeah, I mean, if you like talking about random things as well as, you know, fine craft beers and some wonderful craft music.
Hey, let's go big cheers right here.
Cheers to my brisket boys.
Let's go.
All right.
Cheers.
Hey, joined by two of our absolute favorite people in barbecue, Kaiden, Kell. What the Kell?
What's up?
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, man.
How we doing?
We are so honored just to be hanging at the American Royal with you guys, man.
Yes, sir.
Y'all, it would not be the same without you ever
don't-
again.
don't-
So
don't
don't
do
ever
it.
think of not
Yeah.
coming.
No, we're not.
No
Hey,
matter what.
No, we're so honored that you let us crash your party and hang out here.
Right.
like
Y'all make
hooligans.
the damn party. Come on, man.
We're
Don't-
hooligans.
No, we're not going there. Y'all make the party. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, dude, so talk about this. I mean, last year, and I kind of tested you a little bit earlier, but I'm gonna probe a little more. So last year, I mean, like you invite us out. We're here, and we were so thankful because just going to the NBBQA and just in the very beginning and meeting you and meeting just the amount of networking that happened in such a small amount of time. And it's like, why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? Why don't we go here? You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was such a huge catalyst. And I'm like, so last year we show up. It's y'all. you had some stuff going on. It wasn't like this though, right?
Treat us like family.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
But there
a
was
lot different.
There was
you
a
know.
plan. So yeah.
So here's what we do, man. I mean, you know, our deal is, and you guys are probably Saturday Night Live, right?
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day. So me and Janet are kind of like the cheerleaders, you know,
Nice.
for barbecue. I mean, we don't care if you're a podcast. We don't care if you're a sauce guy. We don't care if you're a 14-year-old genius who can cook like nobody's business. You know, we want to help any way possible you grow what you're doing and succeed in the barbecue world. If you really want to succeed in the barbecue world, that's our goal. You know, you talk about bigger crowds and bigger things or whatever, but no, it's not us, it's the members. I mean, because we could dream all this up all day long, but if it wasn't for the 12 guys who showed up and sweated their tails off on the inside of that thing for the last 2 days, showcasing their products, then you know, it wouldn't.
Tell us a little bit more about what we got going on over here, because this tent wasn't in existence last year.
No, so what we dreamed of was a barbecue bazaar. So it's almost like a group of people who get together selling items. You see a lot of yard sale folks get together and team up. So we were like, man, we've already got the team, so let's do a expo type deal under one roof at a place where there's thousands of people coming to enjoy barbecue, just to see if, you know, they get a little more popularity, and you take the cost of the space and the tent and all that and you divide it up. So it's almost like my insurance, you know. So I don't actually have insurance, but I'm part of a Christian health care group that we pay in every month. But when my bills, if I ever had bills, like I had 2 stents put in January, I sent $20-some thousand worth of bills to them. They sent me a check back, but it's all shared from the members.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, so the same thing here is, you know, yeah, that's a big spot, 20 by 50, the big tent. Of course, we put sides on it just in case it rained. You had to order this stuff like months ahead. So if it would have rained, we put sides on it, which was not a good idea.
You got a little steamy in there, huh?
Yeah. But we divided it up amongst the people who were in there, you know. So everybody paid for their space, and it made it a lot lighter than everybody having their own individual space out here in front of 100,000 people or so.
Right, and it's going to draw more traffic because there's so much going on in there.
Right, and we probably had a little too much going on the outside today. When you guys, we were like, yeah, just set up right here. Yeah, we're good. And then our friends, Matt from Cotton Gin, he come this morning. He'd been set up over at the Pickpalooza. And he brought this huge 20-foot tent. And I said, well, hey, let's just put our little 10-foot tent over by the opening, and that'll shade the opening, you know, to the bazaar over there. Well, come to find out, he wound up cooking under our tent at the opening, and we took his tent over because there was so much going on with the demos, and he was just like, no, I'm good here. Don't worry about it. So it's that give and take attitude that makes it just phenomenal with the barbecue crew.
Yeah, it's a barbecue family. Absolutely. Yep. And speaking of demos, you mentioned demos. We had somebody out here doing a demo, making some ribs. How many racks of ribs you do, Kaiden?
I did, let's see, 12 racks. I did 9 for my initial one, and then I'm doing, I think, 4 more right now for us.
Yeah.
Us. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've eaten all day.
Well,
am I part of us? Is that how that works?
That's it. Yeah, you're one of us, man.
Perfect.
Are you kidding?
Perfect.
You can't hear me.
There we go.
Okay.
So
it was a little quiet.
Walk through a little bit of the process of you doing that demo. So you literally had a crowd just right, and I know we shot a couple of videos, but you had a crowd right in front of you,
oh, yeah,
watching you do your thing. Walk a little bit about what you did, how you felt, and then what do you think about the end product that you had?
So, like, hearing that I was going to do a demo, I was excited, didn't think much of it, but when I got here and I was fixing to do it, I started getting a little nervous.
The nerves,
Then
yeah.
Alex looks at me and he goes, "You do YouTube videos. Just do what you do there."
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? All right.
It's like you do demos all the time. This is just a live one. You got this, man.
Absolutely.
At first, for like half of my first track, I was a little bit nervous, but then we started cutting into the ribs. They were perfect. They were done just right, and it just calmed me down a little bit, and just smooth sailing from there.
Dude, I got a couple of the reactionary videos of the people that are standing in front. The first guy that got to try it, he's like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" Yeah, he was just like, "Wow."
That guy came up to me like 30 minutes beforehand, and he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm doing ribs," and he goes, "Ooh, I'm gonna be here for that." He checked in.
That was part of the crew that sit there and waited.
Yeah.
For like
he
30, 40 minutes.
He checked in like every 10 minutes, making sure I hadn't done it yet.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's awesome.
And how old are you now?
14.
Oh my god.
14 years old.
Dang, that's like half my age.
I know. Hey, John.
Half.
No.
What school you go to?
Georgia.
Oh, y'all Texas boys. Never mind.
Hey, not a good one because his math sucks.
Did he say Georgia?
No, I don't know. We don't go.
Woo, boy.
Well,
Fighting words.
We're gonna drop this out a little bit or something. Hey, is that too much or no?
That's a lot better.
Is that better?
That's a lot
Oh,
better.
perfect. Hey, damn it! I'll just start doing that job too.
What do you mean too? That'd be your first job.
He had to take over.
I literally didn't move it.
Okay, I got you. Got you. All right. Hey.
All right, Kaiden, tell us what you put on the ribs you did today.
So I used Boris Night Out barbecue rub, and I also used their spicy white lightning. And then for the wrap, I did honey, turbinado sugar, and there was one other thing. Oh, two things: syrup and pineapple heat rib glaze from Cosmos.
Okay.
Nice. Got some good stuff.
Right?
Yeah, I injected with Cosmos original pork.
Injecting ribs.
Yeah. 10
For a
years ago, I'd have
demo.
been like, "What are you talking about?" Or 5 years
And
ago, I'd
this
have been
is
like,
for
"What
a
are you
demo
talking
feeding
about?"
Public,
Nah,
and
maybe.
it comes out.
It wasn't that long ago we started hearing about injecting ribs.
I know.
Really?
It worked out perfect because as soon as I cut that first bone off, I squeezed it and it was
probably
just
right.
juicing
Right.
everywhere.
All that nervousness is gone. As soon as you realize, I nailed that one.
Kind of like some of those
I'm good.
briskets you
Knew I
guys
could do
watch.
that.
Right.
Yeah, man, there's no way I'd ever cook a brisket and send it to you guys.
Hey,
No
Yes,
way.
you need
Brisket
to.
professor in the house. He'd be like, "Well, you
do it.
suck, Mr. Phelps."
Do it. Hey, just do it and honestly do it. I dare you.
Please do a video.
Hey,
Hey, no.
challenge
No.
accepted. Say it.
Man, they don't make a
Janet,
Wagyu
where's
high
Janet
fat
at?
content.
Come
You
on.
know, I mean,
Janet, hey,
He has to sign the contract.
oh my gosh.
he's cooking a brisket, and then he's going to send it to us for the GRABTHEBRISKET
Brisket professors.
Brisket professors. It's going to happen.
All right, so I see Ray Lampy over there. Ray, you gonna cook a brisket before we leave here tonight?
Oh, you gonna take
your
Ray's?
brisket,
He's
turn it
he's
in
gonna
for
use that vacuum sealer and save
Oh
it.
yeah, there you go. Maybe. There we
There's
go.
Ray Lampy.
That's crazy. Oh mercy.
All right, so we got. I'm thinking a little bit. So we're on the. It's second day for me. I know you guys have been out here for a little bit longer than I have.
Right.
So I was trying to do the math. Like,
He
shit,
just had 2
when,
days.
When have they been out here? I was like, so we are on the night where the invitational people turned in their barbecue. Award ceremonies fixing to happen, like right behind us. Then you have the open category, which I guess that's what everybody comes to do tomorrow.
Right.
What are you guys' plans? Are we just hanging out here tomorrow? Or
Yeah,
what's
so
the plans for tomorrow?
For us, I mean, man, I got to tell you, we saw a lot of cool friends today. So today's a Hall of Fame thing, you know. So there's some guys going in the Hall of Fame. You guys probably never heard of a little rub called butt rub.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
mud rub?
so Byron
No,
Chisholm,
butt rub.
Byron Chisholm.
Back in the day,
Never
he
heard of
was
him.
the
Just
dog,
have the
man.
shirt.
When he showed up,
We just had him on.
you just when he showed up, man, you knew
You're in trouble?
You better get your crap together because he's
Thanks
gonna
Kelly
bring
had
it.
him on.
So we had a best of the best contest in Douglas, Georgia. Now you talk about good. We invited the top 10 teams from all the country. Every sanctioned organization across the country got an invite to come to Douglas, Georgia. We cooked off for $50,000.
I'm sorry we couldn't make it. We tried. It just wasn't going to fit in.
We weren't there.
This was like
we weren't
2010,
there.
2002 through 2010.
We were never there.
Yeah. Food Network shows up, and Byron, I hate to tell this, but it's the truth.
Come on.
Byron he got in the wet stuff.
He got in the sauce?
Afterwards.
Yeah, the hooch.
Afterwards.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us.
You know, he thought he had a bad cook. So he was like, I'm not going to get any calls, so I'm just going to get blitzed. Well, not only did he not do very well, he won the thing.
Oh, come on.
And he was dropping F-bombs everywhere. Left and right, walking up to get a big fat check, and Food Network did a phenomenal job of kind of editing
everything out.
But
making it PC.
It's just one long bleep.
That was
it's like one, and then it just cuts out.
And
it
you
just
can
shows a
ask him
picture.
to this day. I mean, I bet you that was probably one of his top 5 or 6 biggest memories ever.
Oh, yeah.
That was,
I can
my
imagine.
gosh.
Damn.
But, you know, you get to see those guys go in, you know, Dave Raymond. You guys probably eat a little Sweet Baby Raymond.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So him and his brother created that monstrosity. And, you know, back when we grew up, any kind of People's Choice event you put craft in, right? Because that was the People's Choice. That was it. Well, not anymore. Sweet Baby Ray's.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, for sure,
is the king now.
Let's go.
He gets to go in. He's a past NBBQA president. Huge supporter of NBBQA over the years, and so yeah, we'll spend a good bit of time with those guys tonight.
That's
celebrating
Hell yeah.
their deal going into Hall of Fame, and then close it down wherever we end up with them tonight. But yeah, and then we started getting tomorrow, cleaning up and packing up, getting ready to go back home.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I think that was where we were headed.
Yeah,
You're talking about, you know, what was the plans or whatever for tonight. But yeah, and then you got I don't know, what the invitational is worth, $40,000, $30,000, something like that. They're giving away too in top. So.
And an invitational to the Jack too, right?
Yeah, it is.
Jack, Houston, all
yeah,
of them.
you get all those major invites. Matter of fact, I've seen the Texas guys, the Houston winners here from Jasper that won.
Yeah, I saw their tent earlier.
Jasper shirts, and I was like, yeah, y'all are proud of that team. Yep, I would be too.
Yeah.
So it's a cool deal. So we get to watch all that happen tonight and unfold. So it's cool.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, it's special for me because I never really thought about anything like, well, honestly, I always thought about just competing in I know we could come up here and cook here and whatever else, but just getting up here and just getting with you guys and just being involved, and I don't know, man, it's pretty badass, and it's a different part of barbecue that I never thought that I'd even go down or anything else, and so yeah, I'm super.
Well, that's pretty cool, man. But diehards like you guys, y'all make it happen, man. I'm telling y'all. I mean, for real, y'all are the ones that are putting people out, telling other people about them. 200,000 followers on TikTok, whatever. That's cool, man. That fun stuff. We talked about it last night.
Right. You're being a bitch.
You're being a that is hilarious, man. I don't care, but but it's about barbecue. So
it draws them in, and everywhere I go, it's like, hey, let me hear
everywhere
it.
you go.
Let me hear it.
Everywhere. He gets stopped constantly.
Everywhere I go, I just
let
get
me hear
stopped.
it.
And
Forever.
I got to perform like some kind of like little, circus animal.
The grocery store.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
His front lawn.
Right.
Excuse me, sir. Are you the one that?
It's mostly at his house. He's like, "You want me to do it again, babe?"
Right.
She's like, looks over. She's snoring with this like a snake mask on. Yeah. I can write commercials probably.
Probably. Yeah.
I'm painting pictures.
Yeah. She's like, "What is this? Where did you learn this from?" I'm like, "I learned it from you."
Yeah.
Love you, baby.
Somebody's
well.
gonna be in trouble.
Oh,
He'll be asking for a garage sleeping.
right.
Anybody renting out a garage apartment or anything?
Should we like brainstorm and come up with the NBBQA All-Star team to do the Open one of these years?
Oh my God!
Plan that out. That's like maybe we get together do the brisket, somebody else does the ribs, somebody else does the chicken, and just like represent the NBBQA and sweep this thing.
So I was looking over
And that's a Sunday deal,
curveball.
so that's doable.
That's what I'm saying.
It's way doable.
So
That'd be really fun.
Curveball is they brought in some heavy hitters,
right?
And
We probably got a few heavy hitters. In
I was gonna say with Kell's hookups, we ain't gonna make the cut on that one.
That's why I brought it up. If it's my idea, he has to let us try it.
I don't know, man. Y'all roll in with that big 80-foot maroon pit, just all dolled up with lights.
Just sex appeal.
Right. We'll put it over here in the field. We'll get it all shined up.
Yeah.
You put it right there, you probably got people signing up wanting to cook on that thing.
Right.
So, I could see Myron, Tuffy. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Wow.
I can see a lot
That would
of
be
those guys
crazy.
wanting to do that.
It'd be a cool idea.
I love it.
We got to work on that one.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I'm thinking now.
Full of good ideas.
John, bring the pit.
Full of something.
Yeah.
So,
Full of beer.
Kate,
Full
what's
of
next on
shit.
deck for you?
So in 2 weeks, I have the Oklahoma State Championship for SCA.
Let's go.
I'm
man.
doing 3 state competitions in 2 days. Gonna try to get my golden ticket, see how that goes. Thursday night here, I tied for 13th out of 73 adult
Nice.
sets.
Let's
yeah,
gloss
baby.
over that
That was
fact.
pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty sweet. And then
And let me tell you, he kind of put bull crap on that. The 72 that was back there cooking, they're the baddest of the baddest. I mean, these are the Boars Not Out guys. These are the guys who are running in the points every week. So, not just 72. They're 72 of the baddest state guys they are and on the planet.
It was funny earlier. We were walking by the kids' queue, and they're like, "Hey, is Kaiden over there?" I was like, "No, he's over there kicking grown men's asses."
Oh, yeah. I was cooking with Boars Night Out last night.
He'd have to give up his pro card to go compete in the kids' queue.
It's that maybe that's the next phase, man. We talk about future of Q. Maybe that's the next phase. We start issuing pro cards and
professional, amateurs.
no backyard crap anymore, boys.
Right.
Once
you step up, you can't go back.
That's
I
it.
got Tribalfire over here. I think I'm gonna get Tribalfire to come in here and talk about a little bit what he's got going on as well. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
While he's doing that, turn his mic all the way down.
Jan just left. Jan's out of the building, so we're just going to pretend.
But that's what happens with live.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with my hands.
He's like a cat. You're trying to hurt a cat, and he's like, I see something shiny over there.
Yeah.
Right. And he's gone.
I mean, that's
So-
Jan.
So cool.
That's really badass. Hey, Kel, you guys here with the NBBQA and the Barbecue News magazine. You guys are rocking it. Kaiden, you guys are rocking it with the barbecue, dude. We can't wait to see what the future unfolds for both of you guys, dude.
Thank you.
Man, we're excited, but I tell you, we can't do it without folks like you guys. Can't do it without guys like this.
All right, well,
any of you guys.
let's talk about this guy here.
This is the guy.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Hey guys, Chef Trip Ryan here, Tribalfire Grill, grillin360.com. What's
the best grill on the market?
We had a really good time, I can tell you. There was nothing better. The foot traffic was out of control. Crowds were outrageous. People would wait for 35 minutes for a taco, and I don't blame them.
It was the freaking taco. That's why they were waiting. Yeah.
They were
Is
coming off
good?
that Tribalfire Grill,
Yeah.
and we had smoking hot. We had the mini grill, showing that off today. So thank you very much for having us.
Cool, man.
Yeah,
Thank you guys.
the live fire cooking, that's an attraction. People see that and they gravitate towards it, and I love it. And when they try the food, they're just like, oh, this is nothing but the best right here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's an action station. People want to see the flair. They want to see the smoke and the pizzazz and hear the sizzle, and we deliver all that easily. That's what we talk about with the Tribalfire Grill, especially. It's Grilling 360. It's, you know, to walk up, approach it. You and your buddies, your friends can all gather around. You know, unfortunately, most grills are designed to be very introverted. Your back's to the crowd. You're the only person with a pair of tongs in your hands. It's not like that with the Tribalfire. We can all step up to the grill, take our turns. You know, Kaiden here, he was out there today helping on our demo.
Oh, yeah.
And we needed your help. We're doing tacos, you know. You got Mary Jo, she's throwing down the shells. Aaron's following up with the brisket on top, and you're hitting it with the cheese. Kaiden's hitting it with the cheese and the sauce. We're full. I mean, it's that interactive, and it's a therapy session in a way too. You know, a lot of the world's problems have been solved around that grill.
Oh, absolutely.
See, and here's the thing, man. This is what nobody, you know, a lot of people don't talk about. It's a lot of fun to cook on something like that, the live fire, whatever. But my experience with it's just like cooking on a stick burner. You will never replace that flavor that's coming straight off that hot American-made steel. Yeah,
I hear all the time, like, how can I get that flavor on like a gas grill?
Right.
Or how can I get that flavor on something that's like electric grill? I'm like, you can't.
It ain't happening.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, we have a patented design with our Tribalfire grill, which is another thing, like stepping back for a second. It's one of the few grills you're going to see in this country, manufactured in this country. It's made here in the United Tippecanoe, Indiana. 50 years old. The business has been around, and take a lot of pride in our work. That top's a 1/4-inch rolled U.S. carbon steel. It's built to last. Your great grandkids will be cooking on that grill.
Yeah.
And the way it works is you put your fuel, your charcoal, your chunk wood, what have you, right in the middle, and that smoke just rolls right across the surface of what you're cooking. You're not going to get that with a gas flat top or any other type of grill that's gas.
Impossible.
It delivers it. Yeah. So
I think the Declaration of Independence was signed next to that grill.
They use that. It's in the Smithsonian. Thank you for bringing that up.
Didn't they use the Mini?
They used the Mini when they did the Approximation Declaration, but this is
Approximately,
before that.
There we go.
Yeah, Emancipation Proclamation was on the Mini because it came out later. But with you know, when you're talking about the Declaration of Independence, there's no better independence than, you know, walk out in your yard, crack a beer, dump a load of charcoal in your chimney, and check out with your buddies and do it right. We get hot on that grill too. It's talking about sear station. It's not just searing on that flat top. There's two swing arms allow you to swing out. You're doing live fire grilling on grill grates. We have competitors doing SCA competitions on that grill. It's got a lot of cool features. It's like the Swiss Army knife of grills. So we're really proud of it. And again, it's grilling360.com if you want to check it out online. Running a show special. Actually, anybody buying the grill this week, we'll be throwing in a free grill cover. That's an $80 value.
Look at that.
Nice. That's pretty cool. I'm jealous I didn't get to try those tacos you were talking about. I didn't even see that happening today. Where the heck were we at?
Make sure you use code Kaiden.
Can you fire that thing back up real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So how long have you been part of the NBBQA? Like, how'd that hookup happen?
Well, I got to tell you, the NBBQA is one of the best things that's ever happened to barbecue. Kell, oh my gosh, the guy is a workaholic. He and his wife Janet put in their blood, sweat, and tears for all of us, and it's the preservation of a culture. It's your father, right? This is founding member, and you know the effort and the camaraderie and the education that's delivered through this medium with NBBQA. It's invaluable to all of us. We're lucky to have it.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, honestly, 100%. We wouldn't be here without it. So,
no.
Kell, Janet,
we're honored.
We appreciate you guys.
Hey, cheers,
Kell. Yeah, we do.
Kell, yeah.
Cheers, guys.
You're not in here, Jane. Just step back, please.
Oh, mercy.
All right, I guess, do we do the plugs?
Yeah. Where do we find Tribalfire?
Yeah, okay, let's talk about Tribalfire Grill. It's grilling360.com on your website. Again, if you place an order this week, we'll throw in a free grill cover. It's an $80 value. Check out all the accessories available. It's a really fun grill.
Use code Kaiden.
Use code. If you'd like to use code Kaiden.
That's a plug right there.
No other way you're going to sell a grill.
Just throwing it out there.
Very smooth.
Yeah, and that's Kaiden with a K.
Kaiden.
You know how to spell your name?
I think.
Tell people at home you can learn that in school. Kaiden, or you can use code TRIP, TRIPP. It's easier to spell. And but either way, use it. Buy a grill, have fun. Check out his videos on the grill. Poor guy.
We appreciate that.
Kell, hey, where can everybody get a hold of the NBBQA and the Barbecue News magazine?
Yeah, man, real simple. NBBQA.org. Find out next events coming up, conference information, all kind of different tips and tricks. Just join us, expand your network. And then Barbecue News is the Barbecue News magazine is barbecuenews.com. It's spelled out BARBECUE. And
Future of Q.
Future of Q is a new publication we started a couple months ago, focusing on the younger side of barbecue. A lot of folks don't know about that yet, but we've just been tweaking it month by month. But we highlight some of these 14, 15, 16-year-olds across the country who are sharing recipes. Oh my gosh, and it is outlandish. Smoked, bacon wrapped Oreos was on the cover last month.
Sounds tasty.
And it's unbelievable at that generation, some of the stuff they're creating. So that's Future of Q, the letter Q.com. Everything's free there. All those magazines are free. So Kaiden's a big contributor to that. And he's actually put in a lot of work this week doing interviews. So we're excited about hearing what other people think about the Future of Q.
Absolutely. We'll put links to all that. Kaiden, where can folks find you at?
So on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, it's KB's Outdoor Kitchen. And then on TikTok, it's Food Over Hate.
Love it. Again, we'll have links to all this stuff down below. But we appreciate y'all jumping on with this. This has been awesome.
Thanks for having us.
All the good people.
Man,
I always enjoy it.
Thanks for coming and hanging out with us, guys.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Y'all make us look good.
That's what we did. That's it. That's exactly right. That's right.
And that cues us into the Grabbing the Brisket podcast, guys. Hey, we're at the American Royal here. We're with two fine, upstanding gentlemen, just pillars of the community here, just knocking out barbecue pits. We got VacMaster with Cotton Gin Smokers, and we got Frank Cox with SmokerBuilder.com. Gentlemen, how's it going today?
Doing great. I'm excited to be at the American Royal, man. I tell you, it's like there's this aura in the place, you know. It's just barbecue is here. It is alive. It's the place to be.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Had a really good time at the party last night.
It was fun.
It was a good time.
It was fun.
From what I remember, it was great.
Yeah.
Don't you remember? Yeah, that's right.
Do you remember anything?
Why are you looking at me weird?
No.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's great, man. I'm super glad to be here. I mean, everybody that you ever want to see in barbecue is here. You know.
Yeah.
You can just walk around, walk up to somebody, just shake their hand, say hey. You know, there's really no barriers here. You know, it's easy to approach people. You can go walk over there and shake Chris Lilly's hand, and he'll shake your hand back, no problem. You know. That's the guy that owns Big Bob Gibson's. He is a pillar in the community as well.
Yeah.
You know, Darren Ward, you know, I was smoking. You can just walk around and be part of it. You know, it's accessible to anyone that has the money to afford a spot.
That's true. Yeah. Or you can just come out here as the public and go around and
you
meet
totally
people.
can. Yeah.
You know, my first year here, that's what I did. I just came and I walked around and met people, handed out my card, told them good luck, come out with Cotton Gin. That's how I did it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Am I not high enough, John? John told me I need to get higher.
Yeah, push the push the shield down a little bit.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Ah, now we're good.
Yeah.
So what have you guys been doing out here since? What time did you get in?
Sweating.
Just sweating the whole time. Yeah. I feel that.
That's all I've done.
So we both left our shops pretty damn close at the same time, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I left Rowell, Missouri. He left Michigan, right? And we did a live while I was on my way here. We did an Instagram live together on the way here. You know.
How did I beat you here?
I was here, dog. So we had to build our drums here. Because
I saw you on the side of the road putting them together.
That was one of those deals. But no, I pulled in Wednesday morning. I wanted to be here Tuesday night, but as with all things in pit building, deadlines are just like meant to be broken. So yeah, we went right on through that deadline and made it in here Wednesday, and we've been here ever since. You know.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
How about you, man?
What was the question?
When did you coast in here?
Oh, Wednesday night. Yeah, I got here Wednesday about 5 o'clock. Dropped my trailer. Hung out with Frank.
So there's been a lot of barbecuing, a lot of what?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've been working our way through 150 pounds of Ozark Valley Wagyu.
Oh yeah.
That's what we've been doing.
Yeah, the
we
whole
haven't even cooked the contest yet. We're cooking the open, so that don't start till tomorrow morning.
Yeah, the whole trailer full of it.
It's just all fun till then, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of the open, I mean, you're all prepped up, ready to go tomorrow?
Let me qualify that statement.
Okay.
Dell is all prepped up and ready to rock. My bro Dell Ford. Nope.
No. I was going to bring that microphone a little higher.
Am I drifting back?
There it is. There it is.
You gotta keep it. It's weird to have it just like right up there. And,
not for you, it didn't. You walked right into it.
I know, I did. Yeah.
There it is. Hey, listen, I want to, first of all, y'all have been kicking ass, taking names. You have a new model that you just came out with. It was the T-Bird.
Yeah.
So elaborate a little bit on this one, because this is one you were talking about. Like nobody liked it first, or it wasn't.
I didn't like it at first.
You didn't like it at first.
No, I hated it.
Yeah.
But I love it now. It's become my favorite cooker.
There it is.
So it started with two 55-gallon drums that were married together, which was a pain in the butt to do.
Yep.
And then we got our plasma table last year and our roller, and that just changed it all. So now we cut it out on the plasma table, roll, everything's manufactured in-house. So the T-Bird actually goes off the shelf quicker than the Harvester and everything, because we're not waiting on others to do their part on it, except for powder coating. But it's a hybrid, so it's a grill and a smoker. But it's 14 gauge still, so it's thicker than your typical drum. You still got the charcoal basket, heat shield, and baffle plate in the bottom. Then you've got 3 different grates and a lot more capacity. But then you have a charcoal tray up top. That's what differentiates it. And so you can do your steaks and hot dogs and burgers and whatever just as well on there.
Right.
Cool.
Right.
So
that's badass.
So Frank, what makes yours so much better than Cotton Gin?
Because he's the master.
No, get out of here.
Every single every single pit out there has its place. You know what I mean? So it's not that one pit is better than another. It's what pit works best for you. Is the honest answer.
Well, there's a reason you guys are here as friends.
But it's your art.
Here's the reality.
It's your art. You know, it's art.
Yeah.
It's really what it is. It
really is.
It's what you want it to be, right?
Yeah.
And your version could be different than anybody else's version. Everybody has a spin on something, and that's what's so unique about every barbecue pit out there.
Yeah.
Right? And I've seen, just Google crazy barbecue pits and just go through the video and see what are pictures and see just how elaborate or I've seen some built almost like on an 8th scale or something that actually burns, and cooks. It's just, I don't know.
Here's what I want to know.
Okay.
Is I wish we could look up over all of this Kansas City Motor Speedway and see where all Frank Cox's fingerprints are.
Yeah.
And how deep they go.
100%.
Oh, jeez. I call them Frank tracks.
Frank tracks. Because, Frank's been, let's be real, he's older than most of us around here.
I am old. Yes, I am.
Sorry, James, I wasn't looking at you.
Is there somebody standing behind me or what? Yeah. Hey, don't let the gray hair fool you, man.
He's only 28.
Right.
But Frank's he's been influencing people for a long time.
Yeah.
I appreciate
and,
that.
he's been a mentor. So we're not we're not competitors. He's
No.
been a mentor of mine. Since I got started. The very first smoker that I ever built, Frank built, then made the internal parts for it.
Nice.
And he's
cheers,
just-
brother.
Cheers to you.
Yeah. Well, you know what happened was, so my
That's
first
crazy.
time, this is crazy because it was at the American Royal where I made a decision that really directed the direction that Smoker Builder went with it. I remember, so at the time I was trying to choose a name for my business. I was going through, because at that time with SEO on the internet, you called your website what you did, because it was just like, it's a cheat code to get traffic. And so at that time I was trying to figure, well, I build smokers, and so I was trying to figure out all these different ways of saying it. And the one that I really wanted to say, and I'll just say it, is pit maker. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, well, I chose Smoker Builder because it was the next closest thing I could find, and it was singular. And so here in 2011 over in the West Bottoms in B lot, that was after the Joplin tornado, I was cooking with Will Cleaver and Stan Hayes on their team here at the Royal. And anyway, it was party night, whatever. A lot of people walking around, and so I was sitting on the hay bales. Well, Stan and Amy Hayes just bought a pit maker pit from George and Victor down there in Julio. And Julio's here this weekend. And anyway, so I was sitting on a hay bale talking with Victor, you know, and I don't know what it was about it, but you know, they had been building pits for a little while. They built pits for George Bush Sr. and Jr., Dale Earnhardt. I mean, King Ranch. You look at some of the pits those guys have built, and it's really been good stuff, you know. And they're still knocking it out of the park every day. But Victor looked at me and he kind of like this here, Matt. He pointed in my chest and he says Smoker Builder, and he said pit maker, you know. And then we started kind of talking about that a little bit. And because he thought that was kind of cool that we had the same name, whatever. And I just asked him. I said, "How many pits do you think? You know, like, is there too many people building pits right now?" He said, "Man, you cannot build enough smokers. Like, you just won't." And so I paid attention to that all these years because, like, if you look at like Traeger, they're a $100 million plus company. You know, you start adding up all these different companies that are doing $100 million a year in sales on products that are sub-$1,000 products, right? Well, that's really saying something. Look at the volume of pits that Traeger is putting out and how many years they've been doing it, right? It's a consumable product and people never buy one. So the deal is that, like, you literally cannot fill that void. There's 7 billion people and everybody eats.
You got to find the market.
And a good majority of those people will eat veggies or pizzas or meat.
No, 100%. Yeah, but it's what you have to find I guess it's a demographic.
Yeah, you pick a lane. Is what you do.
At a cost code, right? Or whatever it is, right? So
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, like, maybe it's my budget is this because I'm of this age, I can afford something of this quality, or
sure.
I'm not sure.
I can't fit that in my house.
Yeah, right.
You know, that's usually what it is. But that was really inspirational to me, and so I was like, you know what? There ain't no reason for secrets, you know. And so I chose the information business, and that's when I started doing like smokerplans.net and coming up with all these parts for the DIY guys and all that stuff. And I was just encouraging people to do it because there was no reason to be worried about somebody stealing my design, you know. When honestly, it wasn't really my design. It's actually, like, you think about creativity and you know, patents and things like that, and pretty much everything out there is a derivative of someone else's work that they did over the years. And so mine's a combination of a whole lot of ideas that were spurred by other people, you know. And so that's just kind of the real answer there is that there's just not enough room, so there's no reason to be competitors. Just all, you know, tide riders, all boats, you know.
No, we get that. You know, we were just, you know, you get it. Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Matt? I'm curious, that take on things.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, because it's in our heads, man. Like, as pit builders, we sit there and we look at, like, what so-and-so came out with, or what so-and-so came out with, or he's taken my design and he's doing this hinge that I've been doing and all this stuff. And really the honest answer is, like, how many has he built with my design, right? How many have I built with my design?
Right.
And so sheer volume at the end of the day is what matters. Like, unless you've built 10,000, you haven't really done anything. You know?
That's right.
I don't know.
I haven't built.
Take it away.
I haven't built 10,000 yet. So.
Neither have I.
Yeah, I need it here.
No. Come on, you're on the way though, dog. Come on.
I know. No, it's cool. And then hell, I mean, it's like I don't know, man. I'm always envious of people that can like create and just I don't know, put their shit out there like and build the damn thing. And like, there's people that can freaking talk about it, maybe, or people that do it. You know, I mean, like, you guys do it, and it's
You got
badass.
scars, Matt? You got
I got scars. I got
Oh, yeah.
scars.
Yeah,
That one's from my dog.
We got the burns to prove it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, if you'd have been there when we put it together, you'd have scars too.
Probably not.
I don't know. I still have metal in my feet from doing it in flip flops.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
It's fine.
I'll be dang. Yeah.
You'll be okay. Shit.
Can I ask a question?
Yes. Yes.
So, beside from being biased of your own cooker, Frank, and me being biased of mine, who out there, who would be one of your people that you look to, pit builder wise? Like,
Sure. I'll say a couple actually, if it's okay. So
I'm gonna see if they're the same as mine.
Okay. Well, I will tell you that there's two very high on my list, and it's just because that they've been so consistent with things. And, one of them would be Sonny Moberg. Because Sonny Moberg has done the same damn thing for years. And so literally I was on the phone with him a while back, and I don't know if he minds me sharing this or not, but it's not really that big of a deal. But
he probably does, but go ahead.
I was on the phone with him the other day, and
Go ahead.
and I just asked him, I was like, dude, how long have you been building that? Like, how many have you built, with that door that you're area lit, And then he told me a number, and it was a high number, right? And I said, because us pit builders, we're all watching all the other pit builders, and usually when we're looking at pictures on Instagram or something like that, we're not looking at the pit, we're looking at the background, like we're looking in the shop, we're looking for that secret, like what's up. And with Sonny, it's been the same dang tank stand, it's been the curtain that pulled over there, where he's painting, whatever it is, and the same two gantries that he's been like lifting the tanks up. It's been the same thing for years and years, And look at who he's building pits for. So that's one thing about Sonny, is the consistency and not getting pushed around by things like Goldie's. We're just going to just say it, the Goldie's cooker, right? Okay, because that's an attention getter, right? And now there's another guy out there, Paul Shirley. So I've built pits with Paul Shirley personally. We're good friends, and him and Tyler are some of their hardest workers I've ever seen. Them guys are just cranking it out. I mean, they just bust it every day, and they're not getting pushed around by what they see on the internet either. They're just doing Paul Shirley Fabrication in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Yeah.
He's got his own language there. So he's just still doing his thing. But there's a third one I want to say, and I don't know the man. I've never met him. I've only seen him on a couple podcasts or whatever, but I watch the stuff that happens, and I'm curious to know. But from a production standpoint, what the man's doing is Lone Star Grills, because that guy is hammering them out, and the pits appear to be really good pits. They're not. I don't see any corners really cut. They are a good entry-level pit for somebody that's looking to get up in the $3,000 to $4,000 pit range. That's a good pit to probably get started with.
I cooked on one at my buddy's ranch.
Yeah, was it a good
I helped
pit?
him. Yeah,
It performed?
solid.
Yeah, solid pit. And when you can do that volume, because he's doing some volume, if you look at his TikTok and stuff like that, and we're looking at the shop, right, Matt?
Yep.
Every time, and so we're seeing all them welding cells back there with the red curtains and all these guys in there that are busting out pits.
Yeah.
And the thing is those aren't like inventory pits. Those pits are sold, right? And so someone's moving the volume there, and that's really impressive. So, that's cool.
That's an awesome question. Let me change the subject just a little bit. So I get this asked a lot, whether it's at work, just my 9 to 5, or just people just with the podcast, just like, hey, I'm looking at this grill, or what do you recommend me going into this grill? Probably just a backyard cooker, maybe have some experience or whatever. They're looking at this, not to name names of pit manufacturers, but just very thin wall, just cheaply just bolted together that you can get at big box stores. They're like, hey, I'm looking at spending X amount of dollars on this right here. What do you think? And my personal opinion, I was like, yeah, honestly, it depends on what you're going to be using it for sure, 100%. But a lot of that stuff is like, quality's not there. It's like, it's something that you're going to have for one summer, and by the time next summer rolls around, you're probably putting it on the curb because it's rusted out, or it's
consumable. Well, then also you're going to fight that pit the whole time. It's not going to hold heat. It's going to leak smoke.
Yeah, and they're like, I don't want to
spend. You're going to spend twice as much time cooking just trying to maintain your fire.
And I've been there because when I first got into doing it, I was like, I get the $200 pit or the $300 pit.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there putting wood in it, and it spikes up in temp, and then it comes back down, and it spikes up in temp. It just won't hold temperature. And the next summer I'm pitching, I'm getting another one, and I'm like, well, I just don't want to spend $1,000 on a pit. I want to spend $1,500 on this pit. But that's, for me, it's flipped. Now I'm like, yes, I will make an investment like that because hits like that you guys are putting out there, I was like,
it's going to last.
It's going to last for sure. But any I would say advice for people just that are new into the game, getting into barbecue, what do you recommend? Because there's a lot of options. There's a lot of choices out there for people.
Let you start, man.
Well, I mean, I started the very first, besides the one I built in high school, but fast forward 15 years, I got a electric cabinet smoker. We all know the brand from Bass Pro on Black Friday sale in Memphis. And I wore the heck out of that thing, but I didn't know what I was doing. I took it to Michigan with me and cooked a brisket in it. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't look up anything for Thanksgiving. My whole family from Texas is there, and I shoved the brisket without any rub on it into this. I mean, I was like pushing it in and like making sure it would fit. I mean, it didn't fit. And I was like, 8 hours, that'd probably be fine, and told everybody, we'll be ready to eat in 8 hours, and it wasn't ready. And we finished it in the oven, and Mom was the only one who said that, it was the best brisket ever. And,
that's what moms do.
Yeah, and they lie to their kids. But, it started something for me, and it started a drive to learn and to grow in that. And I thought, man, that brisket sucked, but I'm never going to forget that brisket. And I haven't. And I'm sure there's a brisket that you've never forgot, or that y'all never forgot, that you screwed up on. But you learned from it, and you grew from it. Because that's an expensive piece of meat now. And
yes, it is.
So that hurts a little bit when you mess one up. But, I like to say, that those ones that you buy in the box store have their place in the world. Okay, maybe they do, but in the day that we live in, and in the culture that we live in, and in our country, like, we need to be supporting American-made products.
I agree, 100%.
And guys that are here working our butts off to make something that's quality and that's going to last. And so making that investment, and I get it, you may be at a point in your life you can't make that kind of investment. But call us. We'll help you with that. Like, if you need something that's, for $200, I'll give you Frank's phone number. And
I was going to say, I got $3 in my pocket.
Call Frank. 1-800 Frank Cox.
So I think that
that goes to our podcast of Ask Frank.
That's hilarious. Which I might need to get caught up on those episodes, those things too. But so just to kind of carry on what Matt said, I agree with that totally. Is that if you're trying to figure it out for the first time, there's a lot of options out there for less than $500 that you can start with. You don't necessarily have to get something that was made in China. You can get some domestic made products, and
Absolutely.
I think him and I both have something that's in that $5.99 and less range, amongst a lot of other pit builders out there too. Those might be drum smokers or something similar to that. But then, and that's a really good place to start, because pellets are easy. That's why Traeger's a $100 million company, because they've decreased the perceived likelihood of achievement. In other words, very likely that someone's going to be able to cook on that, and the speed to learn it is very short as well. So they're going to be able to fill it with pellets and turn the dang thing on and walk away from it, So
until you walk out and you got the error code.
Yeah, until you got an error code or you didn't clean it or whatever, and that's a learning curve in all of itself, because no smoker will work for you if you don't clean it. You know?
Oh, 100%.
And it definitely won't last if you don't clean it. So, but so getting into drum smokers though, you're able to use like live fire and charcoal, and you can use some wood if you do it correctly. I mean, Matt's probably got a way that he'll tell you, and I've got a way that I'll tell you, depending on the product or whatever. But the thing is, there's really no wrong answers. It's not us being indecisive. It's just really no wrong answers. There's just whatever answer works best for you, you know. And you becoming a pit master and learning how to run the pit. So as you learn how to run that pit and get good at a drum smoker, which basically runs itself, then maybe you'll be ready to move up onto something like a stick burner that costs more money in the 3,000 and up range, because then you can justify that you're not really going to mess anything up, but you're on now a quest for better barbecue for your journey as a pit master. That way maybe one day the Brisket boys will see your brisket on the podcast, and then you can tell them not to squeeze it.
No, I like that. There's a reason why people are using drums out here. There's a reason why
Absolutely.
Almost 100% of the teams cooking out here are running drums. This isn't something that in our area, maybe 15 years ago, no.
You can see any drums.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I can tell you right now, it's like there's a lot of people using it, but there's a lot of people that don't know about it.
Yeah.
They've never seen one. They've never cooked at it. And just a prime example, Thursday before coming out here, I'm at work. My boss comes in. He's like, "Hey, have you seen these drum smokers?" And I'm like, Yeah. I have.
I've heard about them.
And he started showing me pictures of them, and I'm like,
dude, you should be like, hey, you're a freaking alien, man.
There's a lot of people that have never heard of them or seen them, and they're like, and I told him, it's like, hey, we teamed up with SmokerBuilder.com. It's like, check out these pits here. I showed the one we put together. He's like, dude, that's awesome. I like that. And he's like, and I was like, they're very versatile. You can cook a lot of stuff on it. You can grill, you can smoke, you can do ribs, brisket, chicken, whatever it is. Also, it's easy. Once you get that fire set, you're not sitting there feeding a fire for 6 hours, 8 hours. I could see the wheels just like turning, just spinning a little bit. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, neither one of our drum designs needs to have a fan on it or a temperature control or anything, no electronics.
That's right.
They both will run themselves, for 19 hours plus, depending on how you want to run it.
So Sunday, last Sunday, we cooked.
Heifer hog hen.
Next morning.
Next morning I came out, so we did a beef rib. It was the first initial just cook on the drum. I did not close it off. I meant to just close it off, just kind of snuff that lump charcoal so I could reuse it for the next time. But I was like, I forgot. I went to bed, woke up the next morning, and I was like, dude, let me check that fire and see where it's at. It was like at 180, 190 degrees, still opened up, just chewing. I was like, this is a warming box now. This thing is gone for like 24 hours.
Yeah, you might be able to fit in some of that Goldie's method where you move right on into your rest if you build your fire the right size.
That's right.
Drop that temp down and try to get down into the 150 for the 12 to 18 hour rest or whatever he says.
Correct.
You know? Which, by the way, that method is pretty doggone good. I tested it myself.
So what temperature are you taking to the brisket? What is it, 195, 200?
Well, it just depends. I really don't go by internal temp. I'm going by that render that they do. So I'm cooking a 12-hour brisket now. Aaron,
I'm saying Goldie's
too.
So I think Goldie's has because they're resting so long.
203.
So that's when they're pulling.
They're pulling at 203, but it's like 194 to 203 somewhere in there, depending on the render. And then once they pull it off the pit, it's not wrapped until they pull it off the pit.
Yeah.
They pull it off the pit, put it right in foil, and then they wrap that thing up. You can see Jeremy Yoder did a video, and then there's like 2 or 3 other guys that did videos about that method that came out recently, and it's really good.
It is.
Yeah. And then Aaron actually bought a warming cabinet now, and so we just cheat. We set that thing in that warmer for like 140, man, and it's like Cadillac. You can hold that thing for 8 hours.
Oh yeah.
It's glorious.
I saw Bill Purvis. He posted a video. I don't know if you saw that chicken fried barbecue where he bought one of the turkey roasters.
Yeah.
And set that on low setting, and he's like, we're just gonna do a rest, and so he rested that brisket for like 12, 15 hours under that low setting on that turkey roaster, and it came out. I mean, it looked beautiful. I mean,
Bill's a drum cook.
Yes.
Yeah. We're all. So, kind of funny story. When I first started Kaiden Gin, I had 2 business partners, and we parted ways, and we're family. So, but I was pretty discouraged and down about it, and called Frank and was talking to him one day, and he said, "Matt, I know you make fun of drum smokers, but go to this group on Facebook, the Ugly Drum Smokers Texas group." And he goes, "You need to connect with these guys. Stephen Powell heads that up." And so I jumped on there and I started watching. Then Frank said, "I challenge you to make a drum smoker." And I said, "Okay." So I bought some parts from Frank, and I found a drum at the salvage yard, and it's actually sitting over there. The number one drum. It's got smoke coming out of it. On the other side of that black NBBQA one.
Let's go, man.
And
First one.
It's got a chicken in there. I think it's probably sitting around 250 degrees internal temp right now. I don't know, but
that's what's so convenient. You'll forget about it.
Yeah.
Man. It just
we're making charcoal chicken.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody's been there.
Yep. But I don't know where I was going with that, but
you're just telling the story about how you built your first drum.
Yeah.
Yeah. And why.
And I think I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were asking me, what kind of pit they wanted to elevate from a pellet grill to something better. And they said, "Do I want an offset or do I want a drum?" And I said, "Well, it depends. Like, what are you after here?" And you got to know what their goal is, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a novelty about, because we both build both styles. There's a novelty about a stick burner. There's something cool about, I don't know why it's cool, but about getting up every hour and a half and putting wood on during the night and messing with your sleep schedule. But it's cool. But then it's that end result, but then the drum smoker, you can put it in there and get something that tastes just as good because you're using real wood in there, but it's efficient.
You always got those. I'm going to say negative. Those are people that are like, "Oh, you're cooking on a grass grill. You're cooking barbecue on a gas grill, or you're using a pellet smoker." And a lot of the guys like, "Oh, if you're not cooking on an offset smoker, then you're not even cooking barbecue at all. Like, I don't even know what you're doing in your life. You might as well just cook it in the oven or whatever." I always kind of felt like that drum smoke was kind of an in-between type deal. You're grilling one of my favorite grills is a Weber, and it's like you can achieve that, or if you want to go low and slow, or if you want to go hot and fast and cook a brisket. And I'll tell you right now, those beef ribs that I cooked those in about 5 hours.
Damn.
I cooked them way too hot, and this is on me. I mismanaged my fire. I got a little too hot in there, but it cooked in 5 hours, and I was like, okay, that was the first.
But were they good?
They were delicious.
Yeah, they came great. They came out.
So most of these guys are going to start their drums tomorrow, like probably 4 a.m. Then they're going to put their brisket on at probably 5:30.
400, 500 degrees.
400 or 500 degrees. They're going to let that thing coast down to about 300. And what they're going to do is they're going to hit their turn in on time, 5-6 hours, with rest and everything. They're going to be okay. And but they're cooking a flat typically, or maybe they separate and all that. There's a whole nother level of barbecue getting cooked out here. These guys are the scientists. And so, the thing that we look at with cooking briskets on offsets and stuff like that, when we're doing a 12-hour cook, we're looking at more than just the tenderness and stuff like that. We're looking at the render. You guys had Meathead on here a few weeks ago, whatever, and getting in that man's head a little bit and learning about the tallow stuff and all of that. If you guys haven't heard that episode, you need to go back and listen to it.
I need to listen to that one.
But there's a whole nother level to this.
We were just talking with Aaron Leslie over there at Texas Old Dust, and that guy has a plethora of just knowledge that I didn't even really think of.
I didn't either.
To the extent that wherever he goes to cook, he figures out where the elevation is, where he is at, because he's like, it makes a difference on your meat that you put out there. He's like, if you're down by the coastal, lower elevation, you're up high.
Am I the only one drinking here? Like, what is happening?
Well, there's a reason I'm not drinking that beer.
That one's been sitting in the sun.
The mountains are not blue.
No. I think John just John left us.
Look, John's over taking pictures.
No, he's over there taking selfies with Kell Phelps.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Shit. They got sandwiches over there.
Aaron says don't bother.
I think Matt's hungry.
They're over there eating sandwiches.
Hey, Miss Janet.
We'll pop a top, but hey, let's go ahead and just let the people know where people can go and get more. Oh no, never mind. We're not shutting it off.
No, Matt, you got to do what James says here.
What's James
before you cram that sandwich down.
All right, go ahead.
That's fine. You can get a mouthful. Before we shut this down, before we go, let us know where people can get a hold of you and get the information with your particular smoke builder companies, because I mean we're just about putting people together here.
Well, wait. Before you tell them that, I got one thing to point out. I just want you to know the biggest difference between me and Matt right now is that Matt's got his pants in his boots. That's a big deal right there, right? And I don't have my pants in my boots. I actually wore tennis shoes out here because my feet hurt. Go ahead. How do they get a hold of you? You can go to a pit built by a guy who puts his pants in his boots.
You can go to smokerbuilder.com. 1-800 Frank Cox.
936-777-855.
Mike Jones.
No, for real. How do they get a hold of you?
CaidenSmokers.com.
Come on.
We just launched our YouTube channel.
Yeah, good job, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So
Awesome.
been building up to that, and so look up Kaiden Smokers on YouTube. We've got 4 videos on there right now.
Awesome.
So go subscribe, like, high five, whatever it is. And I was dreading it, but I've been having fun filming them.
Yeah.
It's not cheap to do.
Yeah. What's the phone number?
Phone number
What's your cell phone number? Don't be all.
Yeah.
What's your cell phone?
Hey, nobody listens to this podcast anyway.
Hey,
269-697-1534, and come by the store.
Hey, hurry! Somebody
I was at the store.
call that number. Let's verify it.
Call it. Wait, you're gonna have to answer my phone. It's in that back pocket.
Hey,
I'm just kidding.
if you go to his store, there's this. So Aaron's over here. He's off camera, but there's this really, really cool power disconnect in his shop that like I really want really bad because it's really old and really cool. So if you go to his shop, see if you can talk that out of him. I'll buy it from you.
This is not my shop yet. I mean, I don't own the building yet.
Doesn't have to be.
His hands are full.
I just want the disconnect.
Eat that thing, man.
I didn't want to be smacking him on the microphone.
Jesus.
So
you talk too much.
So if you want to get a hold of
Shut up, Matt.
If you want to get a hold of me, it's real easy. Just go to smokerbuilder.com. And there's going to be a question on there. You just got to answer one question. There's 2 simple answers, and then there's one for the indecisive. But the 2 simple answers is, do you want me to build your pit for you, or do you want to build the pit yourself? And then just click the appropriate button and go on through it.
James.
Or you can call me at 573-227-2277. Wait for it. What does that spell? 573-BBQ-BBQ7.
All right. There you go. Not smokerbuilders.com.
No.
No S.
If you go to my
There's
website,
only one real smoker builder,
Yeah.
and that's me. So it's smokerbuilder.com.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
All right.
Let's go. Hey,
if you go to my website, there's one question. Okay, I'm gonna make it easier for you.
Okay, make it easy.
And it's, what is your credit card number?
I love it. Yeah. As we close out, big thanks to SmokerBuilder.com and the NBBQA for their unwavering support.
Absolutely, and cheers to Barbecue News Magazine, Sucklebusters, and Dalstrong Knives for their contributions.
And you know YETI always has our back, and CoolieNation ensures our drinks stay perfectly cold.
Lastly, props to Cambro Manufacturing, and of course the Spicy Nut, the Chicks at Smoke Seasoning. Thanks to all for powering this show.
Until next time, keep smoking.